What's going on, Andy?
Nothing. Are we doing the intro right now?
Wow, you sound like not excited at all.
I'm sorry. I can switch it up.
Are you excited to be with me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Hey, everyone. That's not going to work. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Queer Social. My name is Jess. My pronouns are she, her.
My name is Andy, and my pronouns are they, them.
I always want to say, and we're married. Help me think of something else. Like, people, by now, I would hope they know we're married.
Well, I don't know. What was that person's comment the other day?
Dude, comments are wild.
Wait. Set the scene, because I was just waking up in bed, too. It wasn't like a...
Okay, so yeah, it was like first thing in the morning, and I was like already fuming. I was already
turned
fuming.
over to see Milo.
I was
that's
waiting
what
for Andy's eyes to open because I was like, I have something to say here. Like, you know, when your partner's asleep and you're awake and you might cough a little, like just a little.
It's like, might elbow me,
like, and then all of a sudden their eyes open. You're like, whoa, hey, good morning. I'm so glad you're awake now. Listen up. This is what happened. Somebody left a comment and they were like, talking about Andy. Obviously, I don't call Andy my wife because Andy is non-binary and Andy likes to be referred to as my partner.
Partner.
Howdy, partner. Sometimes I've had a weird thing with that in the beginning.
But I think it's just because you had to grieve letting go of like girlfriend, wife. Like, there's like certain things that we'll get into that at a different time. But that was a process for you too. I
was excited to call you my wife and it was like something
our whole relationship
we
too
talked
had
about,
led up to.
And then when Andy came out as non-binary, we had a talk and I said, like, what do you want to be called? Like, what's going to happen from here on? And we landed on partner. And at first it was fucking weird. I was like, hey, partner, what do you want for dinner, partner?
Well,
like, it was just not, it didn't come natural to me.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes if I'm like speaking to, I don't know, like a contractor or something at the house, right? Like I'll say, oh, like I get to say my wife, but like I feel like sometimes like you'll say like spouse or something like that. And I'm like,
I don't say spouse, babe.
Okay.
Yeah. Partner. Yeah. I always say partner. Now it's become like very normal for me. Just in the beginning, it was
very
not
normal for you now.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, sorry. I wonder if people listening, they're like, wait, no, back up. You were going to say something and you never said it. Because that's how I am.
That
I'm like,
is
wait.
Our everyday life.
I know.
Okay, what were we talking about though?
Okay, so anyways, back to the story. Andy turned over and was like, hey, good morning. I'm like, good morning. Fancy seeing you here. I have some tea. I'm mad because someone said in the comments, they said, is your wife single? Because oof. And I was like, first of all, like, you're psychotic if you think my wife would be single. Tell me in what world this makes sense. Like, please tell me in what world.
It does seem like a double negative, doesn't it?
I think I commented back and I'm like, I'm confused. Like, wait, I'm confused.
I'm surprised you didn't just like delete that shit.
Oh, no. I leave that. Yeah. I gotta leave it for the people. It's just psycho.
It is pretty wild.
Like, is your wife single?
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm sorry. Like,
but I think it's also funny that it's like, it makes me think about like when you have a dream and I like cheat on you in a dream and you like wake up mad or feeling salty towards me and I'm like, yo.
You didn't do anything.
Exactly.
But I wasn't mad at you. I was just like, fucking people, dude. No, my wife is not single. No. Also, I love how in the comments people are like, when anyone's talking about you and says she, people will reply to that comment and be like, they're non-binary, it's they, them.
It is really cool. We've been getting people like to where it does get exhausting, right? And I'm getting to a point too with the misgendering where I'm like, if somebody misgenders me, that's their problem. Yeah. Right? Like that is their issue. And I'm really trying to like switch the narrative of like how I'm like, I don't want to let little shit like that bother me. Yeah. Like, who the fuck cares if somebody misgenders me? Like that's not a person in my life. That's not somebody so I'm really trying to like switch that because it's going to happen. Some people literally do not believe it, do not support it.
Y'all, we are right next to an airport and sometimes you will hear the planes. So this is one of those times. Okay, keep going.
But yeah, so I'm really just trying to change my perspective on how I receive that type of stuff, because I really want to focus on
positive energy.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't want to focus on like, oh, that person did this thing to me. Like, boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. Yeah.
You know? So you misgender me, whatever.
That's not the case for everyone. I will say it's Andy's case. Like, let's be specific here, because there are people, a lot of people out there, if you misgender them, it is extremely detrimental to their journey of being who they are. It's setting them back. It's taking everything that they've worked very, very hard for, mentally, physically, emotionally. It's literally everything they've worked this hard to achieve for themselves. And when you call them the wrong pronoun, it completely sets them back. Yeah. All the hard work in that moment is just gone. And
I get that. Like, I'm not invalidating anybody's.
Totally. That's just I want to clear it up.
And that's something too that I often talk about when it comes to this show as well. Like, the things that we talk about and the things that I share personally, like, I'm not an expert on these topics in general. Totally, I'm an expert in my story.
Yeah, right? And you're learning. You're changing every day. Your feelings change.
Like, I'm an expert in the things that I'm going through and the things that I've experienced, and that is why I am the way that I am. So I'm speaking on things that are for me.
Yeah.
And if they relate to you, if something aligns with you, then great. But at the end of the day, like, everyone has their own story. Everyone has their own experience. Yeah. And everyone's feelings for what they're going through are valid.
Totally. Right there with you.
Okay. Let's get into it.
Okay. Today is a little bit different.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. This episode is different for a few reasons. Very exciting. Okay, so we are getting into Pride Month, my favorite month of the year. It is.
Is it?
Yeah. Every month is Pride Month. Every month is Pride Month. Let's just say that again. Let that resonate. Every month is Pride Month.
Our experiences are 365.
Right, exactly. Every single day of the year. But June is when our voices are amplified. Yeah. And I love it, and I'm here for it, and it just makes me so proud to be who I am. It makes me proud to be with you, have our little baby girl. Like, it hits different. June hits different.
It does hit different. And I think too, like, I'm really trying to keep the positivity train going, right? So like, even with Pride this year, like, I know a lot of people are like maybe scared to go to events and do certain things like that. Yeah. That doesn't mean that you can't celebrate in your own way, right? And for us, our way of celebrating is in this episode.
So this episode we are calling Couch Connections. Funny story, we actually wanted this whole podcast to be Couch Connections.
Funny story, Jess wanted the whole podcast to be called Couch Connections, and I didn't really vibe with it.
We swapped.
But here we are.
But it works now because
we're going to do a segment called Couch Connections.
Yeah, so this is the Queer Social Couch Connections.
That's a compromise, baby. That is a marriage compromise. Look at that. It worked out in the end.
I mean, I love our name anyways. It's great. Yeah. You might be wondering what Couch Connections is. Let me explain. So Couch Connections is basically when we have our guests on. So today is our first time having guests on the podcast.
And who better?
Whoa, you got to do something like this. Is like,
these guests done something for us that nobody else has ever done in our life.
They are the most amazing people.
They were our first home.
Wow, you're really giving it away. The womb. Our moms are here, guys.
Our
moms are here. But I don't just want them to like walk on the set. If you guys are watching, you know what? Turn this off in your car. Wherever, if you're on a walk, turn it off. Go home. Press play on the YouTube.
This is a video special.
Because I'm going to do something really cool. I'm going to do something pretty awesome, and you'll only see it if you're watching on YouTube with a Queer Social. Okay. And how do we want to do this now?
Are you doing a snap, a clap? What are you doing?
Should we clap together? Or snap together?
That's kind of gay.
Well, very on brand here. What are you thinking?
Also, snaps are...
Yeah, like... I can get into that. Shall we? Does that sound fun?
I can't take
it kind of
myself
sounds fun.
seriously. You really want to snap?
I want to snap. Will you do the honors with me?
Yeah.
This is some magic shit, y'all. Are you ready for this? Okay, wait, you have to like...
Are we going to do like on like rock, paper, scissors, like rock, paper,
No,
scissors,
just
shoot?
like count to 3 in your head, starting now, and then snap.
Okay, put the Mississippi in between though.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Oh, I didn't do it because it was practice. Okay, ready?
Wait, say it out loud.
Okay, fuck. This isn't going as planned.
Okay.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Wait, my eyes were closed.
Oh, wait. I looked at you. Okay. Should we point? You point to this guess, and I point to this guess. Like,
okay. All right.
oh, that's good. Okay. That's good.
All right.
Wow. Okay, ready? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Parents, what are you doing here? This is crazy. Came out of thin air. Dust.
That transition.
So good. Oh, should we introduce?
We should introduce.
Okay. Lisa is my madre.
Now she speaks Spanish.
Yeah, now my Spanish is coming in.
I'm Lisa, Jess's mom, and my pronouns are she, her.
Yes,
Nice.
that is right.
And this is my mom, Sandy. Mom?
Sandy!
Hi, I'm Sandra, and my pronouns are she and her.
There you go. Perfect. Nailed it.
This is a very exciting episode.
It's big. This feels big for us. One, we've never had guests, which is like, you guys should feel very honored.
We do feel honored.
And two, you guys are the perfect people to be here because with Pride Month, I just think it's so important to touch on, we are very blessed. Not everyone is in our situation, right? We are very blessed to have parents who accept us, who love us, who support us, and who are there through literally
thick
everything.
and thin. Yeah.
Coming out to your parents is one of the hardest things someone could do, truly, because a lot of people don't have the privilege that we do to come out to family. A lot of people have to keep it internalized, hide it forever. They can't share like the deepest parts of them and who they are with the people who they love the most. That to me feels, it makes you reflect and it makes you feel really grateful for the position that we're in, having extremely supportive and loving parents. And I just want to have you guys on to kind of talk about the journey of being a mom to queer kids, to someone who is non-binary. I think there's a lot to be said from a parent's point of view.
Just real quick, I think that this is a really interesting perspective, and it literally just popped into my head, is the fact that I came out to my mom the same time that you found out that I was gay as well. So they've both been in my journey of becoming trans and like all these things the same amount of time, and they both have been different moms to me, right? So it's an interesting perspective to be like, you know, obviously you're my birth mom and like you saw me grow up as a kid and like who I am today, but like you also saw me in like one of my most pivotal times in my life, which was figuring myself out. Like my 20s was crazy. I know you saw so many different versions of me, so it's just very cool to like be able to share that with them. They
were both there on your journey of coming out and at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Special.
It is special.
Okay.
Cheers. It is so hard.
So
Good thing I'm so young that I can still stretch.
my mom came prepared with some Pride glasses, very on brand. And then we have show your nails.
Oh my God. It's like
Show your nails to the people.
No, you can't.
Show your nails. They're so good. She did rainbow nails, guys.
Oh, how cool.
It's so cute. We are going to start with a little icebreaker because this is a lot.
This is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So let's start with, we're going to quiz y'all.
Uh-oh.
We're going to see how well you know our relationship.
Oh, no.
You're not confident. Sandy?
Like the dating game, huh?
Kind of like that. Okay. Do you feel prepared?
No.
Gosh, I don't know. It all depends on what you ask.
Okay. What is our favorite food?
I got it.
Okay.
Oh.
And we're
Both of
not,
yours?
we can't confirm or deny until they both guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yours is pasta. Yours is duck.
I have to know yours too?
Yes.
Holy Toledo.
Why, you don't think you know me that well? Sandy, what is my favorite food? You know this.
I think it's what your mom said.
Well, that's a cop-out. But, ding, 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 you're right. What about for Andy?
This is terrible.
It is terrible because I'm a picky eater. So.
I know. I'm sorry, Andy. I just
What? Okay, it's a dessert.
pineapple upside down cake.
Correct.
Pineapple upside down cake.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, that's right.
Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. You know.
Correct.
What year did we meet?
2013.
Dang.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to react.
I'm going with Sandy's answer.
Yeah, exactly. My mom goes like this.
I'm bad at math.
It was immediate.
Yeah, I have to go.
You want to know how she knew? Is because that's the year I dropped out of college, and she was probably like,
yeah.
And I helped you move out to
Yeah.
Fresno.
yeah, armpit of California.
You guys are both very good about numbers. Like, thinking back on years, Andy will be like, it was this year. And I'm like, how do you even know
You
that?
know where I think I got drilled in when I was in the service? Everything was by numbers. I was a records clerk, and the files were numbers. You had to remember social security numbers.
Well,
so-
that'll do it. Numbers are not our strong
identities?
suit.
Not yet.
Oh my God. Okay. Where? Don't react until
Okay.
they answer. Where did we originally want to get married?
Italy.
Italy.
Okay. Yes.
I had to
will
go
know.
back because we rescheduled it so many
We
times.
had four
We
different
literally
weddings.
rescheduled it a million times.
We're not doing too bad, Sandy.
No, you guys,
No.
you're doing pretty good.
How many girlfriends have we both had?
I have no clue. And that's all I'm
I
going to
do.
say.
Okay. Go ahead.
I would say one before Andy, and that would be.
Don't say that. Oh my God.
Okay, she's watching anyway. That's the best part of this whole thing.
No, that's why we can't say the name.
I would say one
Okay.
before Andy.
Okay. How many for Andy?
Oh, gosh. Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
4.
Okay. What are your guesses?
I can only think, actually, that I might have a guess at one point that they were dating or whatever, that their
Secret?
girls were in their life. So I'm
Okay.
just going to say one
Just one.
before you.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And Mom, you are correct.
Correct.
It is one
Both
before
of you.
Jessica.
Correct.
No, I said 4.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Oh,
I
wait.
had situationships
Oh, wait.
for sure. I had one other official person before Jessica.
Yeah. Not formal.
What do you
Not four.
consider official? I mean,
We don't need to
was
get into
there
that.
people that you
They
just
were
dated?
You guys
briefly?
were dating and people knew about it, but not everyone knew about it because you weren't out.
Yes, correct.
Did you
So-
have like your little mom instincts go off? So your instincts went off?
Yeah, and the person moved back home to go to college.
What made you think in your head that they were dating?
When
Well, look,
I
if
went
I-
to the room, can I say this?
Yeah.
The beds were pulled
Yeah,
together.
you can say it.
The beds were pulled together. And why would two roommates pull the bed, push the beds together?
Babe, there are no two roommates who pull the beds together. You're right about that, Sandy. You were out. You outed yourself.
juicy shit about her because that was
You outed yourself.
bad.
Mom,
Yeah. No, you completely outed yourself. Two beds pulled together. I mean, as a mama, I'd be like, "Yo, what's
it
happening?"
was too
here?
much to rearrange the dorm room.
Oh, they did give me some reason.
Of course I did.
I don't remember what it
I
was.
probably said it was a science project.
Knowing you.
Oh my God. Damn.
All right.
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just feel like this
Stinging.
is the beginning.
Stinging.
beginning of
That was-
relax.
you know what? I love it. Yeah, she's relaxed now. This is exactly what I wanted to see, Sandy.
This is why I haven't slept for the past 2 nights.
And Mom, how did you know I was queer, Mom? What gave it away?
Mine is a little bit more serious.
That's okay. Yeah, I think it's important to have. Let's just lay it out there.
When you went away to school and you called me and you said, I need you. And I drove up there just to take you out. And
I was emotional
you
as
were
heck.
an emotional mess. And you really
But
didn't
you
tell
didn't know
me.
why.
No,
You
I didn't know why.
But I think maybe your mom instincts.
A little bit.
You were like, what's going on here?
Yeah. You had a hard time.
I did.
And there was a situation that arose over at school with you.
A situation.
Yeah.
Oh yes, please do tell.
What was I don't
situation
remember.
is this?
I think somebody came on to you and you were just kind of unprepared. That's kind of what I gathered when I
told
picked
you?
up.
I did not tell you. There's no way.
Yes, you did.
This is news to me.
You
How could it be?
That was
I
a
don't
secret.
remember that at all.
Yeah.
I thought so the way that I guess view coming out is when you and Dad both took my phone. So both of you guys came up to me and you were like, I need to see your phone. And I was like, why do you need to see my phone? And you're like, because you've been lying to us. Because I was being very secretive. I was like disappearing for a little while and you were just kind of like, what's happening? You're 16. You shouldn't be like doing this shit. And you said, give me your phone. And I didn't have a choice but to give it to you. And that kind of like outed me.
Well, I guess the geofencing on your car wasn't working for us.
I told you, dude, my mom is a spy.
We knew this from day one.
She had OnStar built into my car. Yeah. She would track my ass.
And we found this out when Jess started dating me because she was taking trips up to Fresno. And
She's like, why are you in Fresno?
Yeah, she's like, why are you in Fresno? And we were like,
I'm like, my friend lives here.
How do they know?
Yeah.
Well-
but you're a secret spy.
I think in my past life, maybe I was. We had the option of turning off your car if you went out of the geofence. So
damn,
Thank God
that
you
is
didn't. I would be
savage.
stranded.
you would.
Shit.
And then you would
Dude.
have to call.
Then oh my God, shit. I'm thinking if now that I'm a mom, would I do that to Milo?
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I'd be like, your ass is stranded until you tell me what's going on.
Oh, 100% you would. I would be there in 2 seconds, Milo.
Oh,
Okay, so that's so interesting. So you knew when I called you, I was having an emotional time, and then I must have said something to you because I had
did.
no idea. Wow.
you did.
And how did you respond to that at the time? Like, were you open to her kind of, I guess, exploring that? Or were you like shut it down? Like, not about, like, where was your stance on that?
Well, here's another crazy thing. You know, you three used to be in diapers in the hallway, my three kids. And we always used to say, you can love anybody and we'll love them too. And we've always said that. And then, you know, I feel like Jessica kind of went behind my back and didn't trust us into letting us know that she was gay.
I mean,
and that hurt.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's an interesting
Take on
perspective
it, yeah.
because, like, for us, I think, like, coming out is such a thing where we feel like, I mean, I know I felt ashamed, right? Like, I felt ashamed to be like, this is who I am. So that's why I kept it in as close as I could and, like, was as sneaky as I could about it because I thought what I was doing or who I am was wrong. Like, I'm going to go to hell for that or, like, I'm sinning. Like, there's a lot of things that were going through my head through that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see that you just felt, like, sad because she couldn't confide in you.
Yes.
So you were more hurt. You were more like offended, maybe? Were you offended?
Well, my ego took over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so, because I always felt like, yes, you were very much like open and saying however this pans out is okay. But I didn't feel the same from Dad right away. And
I agree.
And that's the thing is like, and I don't want to speak on it because he's not here to like talk about it himself, but you guys are a unit, right? Like you guys have always been, even when I was super little, very much like, I'm going to tell your dad everything you tell me. We're on the same page always, which every marriage should be, right? But as a kid, I'm like, don't tell Dad. Like, so I think I would have told you, but I knew that you would tell Dad.
Yeah.
So in my head, it didn't feel safe. I was like, I'm not ready to come out. You would have been the first person I would have come out to, but because I knew that you would tell Dad and I knew that Dad wouldn't take it the same way as you, I didn't feel like I could do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally understand that.
Yeah.
I really do.
So it's nice to like, we're kind of clearing the air.
10 years later?
Yeah. Literally 10
What are you,
years later.
28, 29?
Yeah, I'm 29. And I came out when I was like 16 or 17.
But isn't that the beautiful thing of this? Like, I know I can speak on my relationship with you because I didn't really have a relationship with you until I started dating Jess, and I saw how important your mom was and your dad, just your family was to you in general. And I was like, I feel like that's something that I want for myself, but I didn't know how to achieve that.
You
I
didn't know how to change the narrative.
Yeah, and I also didn't know how to communicate. You taught me how to communicate in a lot of different ways. So like for me, it was like the way I think about it with you is I wasn't in a position to have a relationship with you at the time because I didn't appreciate the love that we had for each other, but I also didn't appreciate who you were. I didn't look at you as anyone other than my mom who I had these hard feelings towards, right? So I think once I got older and I was like, look, like once I stopped looking at you as just my parent and I started looking at you as a human in this world going through your own shit and trying to figure out life as well, that's when I was like, okay, like I want to actually try to have a relationship with you because I don't know you. I didn't know who you were as a person. I didn't know the experiences that you went through. I just knew who you were as a mom to me.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like my relationship with you is completely different now, and I'm so grateful for that. But I mean, I know I've apologized before for that in the past because I was a shitty teenager. Like,
Well, we did have rough times and we never got along.
Yeah.
I just felt you were very angry.
yeah. And I think a lot of that's
Most teenagers
internalized,
are.
you know, like I think there's a lot of internalized things that were going on with me as well that I didn't know how to communicate with you. So I'm glad we're at a point now to where we can have these conversations. And like, I want you to know, I've seen how much growth and how much change and like how much you try to educate yourself or like how much you try to actually just try to be a present parent. And even though like you don't have to be my parent because I'm an adult now, like you've been more present in the last 5 years of my life than I feel like we ever had a connection my whole life.
Right. Not just physically, but emotionally.
Exactly. So I just know that I'm proud of you for like how far that, you know, you've come and like been open to having a relationship with me and being queer. I mean, on top of it, like just being so open to.
You would have to.
That's a tissue moment.
When you first brought Jess home, Jess, I loved you like a daughter.
I know. I know. We got along so well right off the bat. It's okay.
I think you saw that I was like
Happy.
yeah,
And that you've
peace.
grown. You grew
Yeah.
a lot, like from your angsty teenage years. When you're a teenager, you think you know everything, right? Like
I still think that.
I know that's true. It's very easy to, to sit in the narrative of like feeling the way that you did towards your mom. But then once you like step into this new role of like maturity and you're able to analyze like, how do I want my relationship with my mom to look?
Yeah.
And you have to put in the work to change the narrative. And you did that. Both of you did it.
Yeah.
Because it takes work on both sides.
Yeah. You asked me, 10 years ago, even when you first went off to college, that we'd have this type of relationship right now?
You would have never
No,
guessed.
I would have never.
No, I mean, look, I was at the point where I was like, I didn't, and I told her this was a red flag for Jess too, like, because I was like, look, I don't really care if I don't have a relationship with my family, and you were like, absolutely not.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was like one of the first things that they said to me. And then they said, just so you know, like, this is how I work. I'm not really close to my family. If I'm not close to your family, meh. And I'm like, whoa, put a pin in that. That is not how this is going to roll out. You're going to be close with everyone, because I've always wanted like a close family on both sides. I've always envisioned that for my life. And I know that you can't always anticipate or plan, right? But if there was a way to make your relationship work and for them to be involved in our lives, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I think, I might have pushed you a little bit, but look where we are now. Like, you guys did the work, but I'm so happy that you did, because this is what I wanted. Like, I wanted to be able to sit here and do this. And like, I mean, this
10 years
exactly.
ago. Like 10 years
I
ago, Jess
pictured
was
ourselves
manifesting.
right here on this couch. I think, it's so beautiful to see like kind of where we've all landed.
Yeah,
And to put the work in. Yeah.
I do have a question for both of you guys, because we talk about how grateful we are to be in this position and having support and, the support of moms and like that motherly, like nurturing, like just, we know at the end of the day, like we can call either of you and you guys would be there. Right. Like what advice would you guys give to queer kids that don't necessarily have that support?
Well, hopefully they have a support system, friendships, friends' moms who understand. I think just to be there, you guys have to be advocates. We have to be advocates, So we're moms. We'll reach out to us.
I just can't believe though that a parent they still love their child, I am sure, but it's just that it's probably so ingrained in them and they're not up for change and they see it one way, it's black and white, and this is the way it is. But I really don't think they should turn their child away.
Of course. Yeah, no.
And like Lisa said, you probably just, if you have friends, you just have to, probably rely on them. And I don't know if is there somewhere they can go to? Is there like a community group where they can get their support?
I mean, not everybody has that opportunity to like seek out those resources as well. I think the biggest thing is just like making sure that, regardless of when you come out, if you want to come out, you don't have to come out. Coming out it's a choice as well, right? Like some people don't even believe in the act of coming out. Like they're just like, this is who I am. Yeah. And that's valid too.
You know what? That's a conversation we had the other day is like, why do we need to come out and say, oh, this is who I am. This is who basically what you're saying is this is who I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
Because you aren't changing. Your soul is still the same.
Yeah.
Your soul did not change in this process. Just who you're attracted to, or maybe the pronouns that you go by.
Exactly.
And society is the one who put the term on it, coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
You as an individual, like you said.
A lot of people think of it as like, why do we need to do the act of coming out?
Like
why can't I just be me?
Yeah, it's not like you guys have to come out and say, hey, I'm
straight. Yeah, I'm straight. I love men. Like, cool, you good for you. Like, no, you guys should. If we have to do it, you have to do it too. No, but it's such an interesting thing. And I think, yes, on one end, it's a total privilege to come out. On the other end, we shouldn't really have to.
Yeah.
We should just be able to love who we love and be who we are.
Exactly. And you're valid.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, and I want people to know that too. It's like, if you don't have the support around you, if you don't have a safe space to come out to, just know that like you're valid and like being who you are. Like, don't ever stop trying to become your best self and be your most authentic self, because it is a journey. It took me until I was 29 years old to realize that I was trans, non-binary. Like, it took a lot of healing. It took a lot of, things emotionally that I had to go through. There were steps to it that made me get to that point, and it's just, who you are deep down. Yeah. And it's sad that we have to, I guess, kind of shove that so far inside of ourselves until we feel like we're in a safe enough space to be who we are. And I don't want that for people. I want people to feel the love that we get from you guys and like how involved you guys are. And like, it's just, I feel like every person should have that.
I agree.
Yeah. They kind of step into fear, which is
valid.
Extremely valid.
Yeah, it is scary. It's totally scary.
Yeah, for everybody. Everybody's on their journey, right? Us as parents, and we're trying to get used to pronouns because we never had that before. And
let's talk about that.
It's a whole different language to me. It's really hard. And like, if I'm out with friends, I do slip and say my daughter, and then I'll say, oh, my child. But that is
it doesn't feel right, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't feel right yet to say
but
that.
At least you're learning.
Yeah,
you consciously being like, oh, like that's already like that's your brain telling you, oh, like I need to change that, right? So you're already consciously doing the work. And I think that's what a lot of people don't get from their parents necessarily, or just from people in general. It's just like, make a conscious effort to, do the right thing. And I know that there's going to be slip ups. My wife still slips up. I slip up sometimes. I call myself, the other day I dead named myself and I was like, what the hell is happening?
You what?
I dead named myself.
What's that?
It means I called myself my name that I was born with.
Oh.
They call it dead name because like it is now a thing of the past.
Oh,
Andy is Andy. You know what I mean? So like there was a rebirth of Andy as Andy.
Yeah. And like for trans people, dead naming is very detrimental. So it's like if you call somebody their, name from their birth name, like that's not who they identify as, that's not who they are, and that can be very triggering for some people. So the more you know.
Yeah.
Now you know dead naming.
I also think that it's important to touch on both parents are parents of trans non-binary kids.
Yes.
So Sandy has Andy, and then my mom has Chris, my sibling. Chris is trans non-binary. And so both of you guys have had to learn new language. You've had to learn new names because my sibling changed their name as well. There's a big adjustment as a mom, right? That's the person that you gave birth to. You want to go towards like maybe what you've always called this person or how you've always addressed them, and now you have to actively work to change.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to do because you named Andy that name, right? So like that's been your baby growing up, that was their name, and then to have to change that and to acknowledge this rebirth of that person, one, it's beautiful, yes, and the support is like honestly incredible, but from a mom's end it can't be easy.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a grieving I don't think I ever asked you.
Yeah.
Like, is there like a grieving process of that, of like you feeling like you not lost who I was, or like lost who Chris was, but the person that you thought we were?
Well, mine was a little difficult, I would say. Chris didn't make it easy for us, nor did you really.
Yeah.
But again, ego came into it because, we loved you guys so much and we wanted you guys just to be you, whoever it is you were. I really do think ego kind of takes over because you want to be the best mom that you can and to understand your children, and you want them to understand your love for them. But it gets a little bit difficult and tricky to navigate the situation. You know? It wasn't until just a few years ago that Chris really became very comfortable with who they were. And after you came out, you were very comfortable with who you were, which made us feel comfortable, right? But it's really difficult when you guys don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I remember Dad said, like, so do you just like females?
Yeah.
Like, do you like men? Does this make you bisexual? And like those questions I did not even have the answer to.
Yeah.
I couldn't give you clarity.
Questions.
They totally are valid. And I understand why you guys would want to know where I'm at so that it can give you clarity. But how can I give you clarity when I don't have clarity myself?
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It totally is.
It's both of our journeys.
Yeah.
But it comes with time, just like you said. Once we got more comfortable, you guys got more comfortable. Once I knew who I was and what I'm attracted to and what lifestyle I'm going to have and all of that, I'm able to have those conversations with you. And then you could do your research on the side. We can have open conversations. There's so much that we can unpack. But I think if you don't know, you're confused, and then it's harder to accept. Is it harder to accept when you are confused?
Or don't understand something?
Yeah. But you know what? I really want to rely on you guys to get their personal experience versus going out there and just reading a whole bunch of stuff from other people's views. I want my own child's views to understand.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
What about you?
When we were on lockdown for COVID, you guys came to live with us, and you and Otha were both with us for like
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
So we had a lot to unpack here, and this is when Andy came out to you as trans non-binary. We were sitting at the table, and you played a rebirth video.
I made a YouTube video, or just a video for my mom explaining, because I felt like I couldn't have the conversation with you because I wouldn't be able to like verbalize how I felt. So I was like, okay, if I record this separate and I get everything out how I want to say it and like how I'm actually feeling and my journey and like where I'm at, it would be easier for me to just give it to you and walk away, because I get so like nervous and like, anxious around it.
I have trouble verbalizing also.
So for me, I was like, okay, let me make this video and then have you watch it. And yeah, you watched it during COVID.
Right.
And then I was sitting in the back bedroom while you were watching. I think it was like an hour. Or
I
like
was with her. I was sitting at the table with her. Yeah.
Got it.
And then when you were watching it, and I was like, so what do you think? And you're like, I've always known. Like, there was like something, a mother's intuition that told you, like, this is maybe more than just dating girls.
Well, also, though, back in high school, I guess I never really suspected anything at all because there was prom and different dates.
I was a really good cover up.
I would have never thought, the beautiful dresses, they were just beautiful.
Yeah, and Andy wore like a long, like zebra. Was it zebra?
It was only part
Hot
zebra.
pink.
Oh my God. I still have my prom dress and don't shit on it.
Well, I'm not
you
shitting on it.
borrowed
I'm
to
just
somebody.
explaining.
No, I didn't. It's in my trunk in my garage.
Oh.
I know exactly where it is. And Milo will wear it. And I still fit in it. I put it on a year ago for you.
It was more than a year ago.
2 years
Yeah.
I guess those years threw me off, even though they were playing football and everything else.
I threw off the trail a little bit.
And then when did you know? Like, when did you start?
Like when you had that appendicitis.
That sucked. How did you feel about me coming out as trans?
I guess,
Did you understand it?
No, not really.
Okay.
And I guess I didn't think much more of it than you being gay.
Got it. And do you still think that, or do you know more about it now?
I understand it a little bit more. But
Do you want me to explain to you how I view myself?
yeah, because what I didn't understand, so you're trans, but then you lean more toward the male part of it, it seems like.
Yeah. So the way that I view myself is on a spectrum, right? So I am trans because I don't identify with the sex I was assigned at birth. I was assigned female at birth, right? I don't identify with that at all. I never, when I look down at my body, since growing up, I never connected with what my female body looks like. I always felt like I was born in the wrong body.
Right.
So that's the trans part. Non-binary is because even though I don't feel like I'm a female, I also don't know what it's like to be a male. So I don't have any connection to necessarily that at all.
Okay.
But I like to present more masculine because that's how I see myself. So because I know, like genuinely, I know that I was born in the wrong body. And I think that's hard for a lot of people to understand who don't get it, especially religious people.
Yeah.
Even though I've always known that, literally since I was a little kid. I didn't know how to verbalize it and talk about it, right? But I always wondered, why am I not a boy? Playing football, playing like all these other sports, like why am I not a boy? So
Well, you can do that and still not ask all those
of course,
questions.
but like for me, I was like, it was more than that. It was more than just like, oh, I'm going to be a tomboy and go and do all this stuff that boys do. Like, no, I wanted to be a boy. I wanted to have girlfriends. I thought Princess Diana was hot. Now that I've gotten older, I realize that it's not just, I don't have to go from one gender to the next. I don't have to transition to one binary to the next. I feel safe and I feel like I found myself in this middle section to where like,
okay.
I still understand that I have this feminine power within me, right? Like I hone that, I respect that. But at the end of the day, like I will always, exactly what you said, be more teetered towards the masculinity in me. And that's just
Where you feel comfortable.
I love the word that you use, safe.
yeah.
But
Safe is such a beautiful word.
Yeah.
okay, what about then all the, it seems like with lesbians, one is always more masculine and one is more feminine.
So
I
that's
think
a misconception.
That is a misconception. And I think that's because that's kind of how society is pushed in your face. But there are plenty of people who are femme, which is super feminine, who are dating other feminine people. Just like when we started dating, I was very feminine presenting, right? Like,
yeah, you were.
yeah.
So there was two of us at that point.
Yeah, so then when
Exactly.
that
I think that that's
transition-
just a common misconception because of what is typically pushed in the face of like
It's society.
a lesbian is
again.
usually like a butch and like all these
no,
things.
I don't necessarily mean that. I'm just saying, like, as a couple, just like you two, if they're both lesbians and they both say, they're, but one always seems more
I take out the trash,
masculine. But one always dresses more masculine than the other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's not.
It's a misconception.
That's a
I would say.
misconception, and that's because you haven't been to WeHo.
Okay, take me to WeHo.
Yeah,
Do you know what WeHo is?
West Hollywood.
Oh,
I think
Take me to WeHo.
you've only seen a small glimpse of what the culture is like. And I think
usually
that
on
that
TV.
can be the common misconception that there typically is a more masculine person in a lesbian relationship when that's not the case.
I think we need a field trip. Let's go to WeHo together.
Oh my God.
We've been
can
trying to
you
do
even
pride.
imagine?
I'm telling
Oh,
you,
I would
should
like to do a pride thing with you guys.
I love that.
This
Okay,
could
so
lead us
when
into
I
the
was-
next question, actually, about if we were to go to a pride event, if
Okay.
you weren't with our fathers, do you have any, would there be any attraction towards anyone in the queer community?
Now, see, you asked me before in the car, would I ever be attracted
Yeah.
to, and I do see other women, I will admit, and to me, they're very beautiful or this, but as far as anything else, no.
You can't picture
I
it.
will, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Lisa.
Lisa.
I think we talked about this once before.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. Hold on. Before we were with our husband?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
well, anytime.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
even right now, like, if you weren't to be with your husband right now.
Well, I've experienced it, and it's not for me.
Oh, in college?
No.
You didn't tell me.
High school?
Yeah, we don't know.
High school shit, girl.
High school.
You're not playing games.
Damn. So it is in the genes. We can talk about that later.
It's in the genes. How come
It
you
wasn't
never
for
told me
though.
this?
I think
I don't
Andy
think, no.
Really?
If you
I
would
thought
have,
we talked about this in the car
look,
one
we're a
time.
unit as well. If you would have
I
told
would have
me,
known that information.
you would have told me
ma'am.
that you messed around with a girl in high
I
school,
would have known.
Oh gosh,
that'd be
Yes.
registered in the bank.
It was one night,
one night.
Okay.
and I'm
A little
not for
friend
me.
sleepover.
How it all
You know,
starts.
it's how it all starts. Sleepover or college
What about you?
dorms?
Well, I was just going to say, when I was in the service, and I played basketball, a lot of traveling basketball.
Dude, such a good baller. You
left it
are. You are such a good
Come on,
baller.
now stop. Anyway,
Like, keep
go on,
going,
go on,
keep
go on.
going.
one of my teammates or whatever, they would come up and say, "Hey, this person is attracted to you." Da, da, da. And I, no, thank you.
Oh, okay. So you knew right then and there.
Yeah.
It's always the ballers, man.
It's always the ballers.
What would be your guys' most proud moment of us? I know.
Just wants to
this
feel
one's
good
for me. Yeah.
When you got married,
It was. Okay.
that was the best.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
So emotional and beautiful, just beautiful. So
Yeah.
I didn't have to think about that.
Top that.
I would have to say two of them, and that would be your marriage, which was crazy that you guys rescheduled it so many times, so many different venues, and it all worked out absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. That
Right.
was.
The best time, the best weekend, really.
was.
Yeah.
Spent all weekend together. And then birth. Birth of Milo. Well, my baby was having a baby. It's almost a rite of passage, right? For a mom to watch your daughter have a baby.
Yeah.
Or, in your case, just to have this grandchild in your life now.
Yeah. My
That
mom was
was-
in the room
Yeah.
with my sister, and I knew you were going to say this one.
You really?
Yeah.
Well, you went into this whole just meditation. You were out of your body and moving and grooving with chanting basically for hours.
I
and
was
hours.
chanting.
Yeah.
It came from the
Don't
gut.
you think so, Andy?
My first proud moment was for you was finding out that you were pregnant because you doubted yourself and you doubted your body so much that I was like, you did what you had to do, but you also took a step back and you were like, I'm gonna let my body do what it has to do. And I think once you let that go and trusted your body, we were blessed with Milo on the first try. So that was my first proud moment.
And firing the doctor.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still got to
You
touch
are
on that
not
one.
to come back in here.
But yeah, the
again.
birth.
I love that.
That was insane. Watching you do that was fucking insane. Is there anything that you guys advice wise would give to other parents who have queer children that might not feel comfortable accepting or might be scared to accept or like worried about like how society or anything like that, like how they approach that?
I think the parents should go back to the day that they gave birth. And what'd you feel? You felt nothing but love for that child.
Yeah.
And
And the innocence,
that's-
right?
Yeah,
Like
and the
they-
innocence and the
yeah.
playfulness. And
I love that. Look at your kid like you did back then. Like,
Yeah.
there's that person is still the same person. Their soul is still the exact same. Maybe the outside changes a little bit, or maybe their name changes a little bit, or maybe they date somebody who maybe you don't agree with, but your baby is still your baby. Your kid's still your kid.
Ooh, bingo.
You know?
You can't undo that. They are who they are. Accept them for who they are and love them and be their support.
Yeah. We only got one life, guys.
Exactly.
Well,
Gotta do it right.
yeah, you gotta do it right, and you can't do it for other people.
Yeah. I don't think we have one life. I think we have many, but
Yeah, Lisa's on that.
We're aliens, so it's fine. We're
I'm
beaming
down
up
for
and
all
out of
of
here.
Yeah,
Well,
All
not
right.
me. I feel you're dead. You're dead. You don't go.
you're dead. You're dead.
Okay, so just because our parents are on doesn't mean you're off the hook.
Whoa, no, whoa. I know. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And now I know exactly what you're talking about. And I think we got to end this right now.
No.
oh, is this where you guys ask each other like these? We're gonna
We're
so
fucked.
we're
Me and you are fucked. Okay. These two, like Sandy's
I
really
won't even.
smart.
I won't even ask her. I'm just going to tell her the answer. She's
No,
on my
no,
team.
No. What a.
You want to be in on
All right,
this?
go for it.
Sure, why not?
Oh, this
Then I
brings me
did
back
so
to the
well.
traders.
Chalk.
White chalk.
It's a little PTSD right here. Okay, my students, are we ready?
We are.
Okay.
Today's question.
I'm so. You know what? Really quick. I'm so glad you guys are here for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
Because I don't want to be
We're the
alone.
only- the only dumb
My
ones.
mom's like, "Oh," I'm like, "No, because I don't want to look stupid by
We're both
myself."
gonna look stupid.
All right.
Okay, are you ready?
You're gonna nail this.
Okay.
The question of today.
I thought we could pick a category.
The question today
Don't get your way.
is, are you guys ready?
Yep.
No.
What is the longest river in the United States?
Oh my god.
Wow, we got some fast writers over here, folks.
Is this like what's the biggest continent?
Wow. We'll see what you put down.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay. Well,
At least we're on the
are
same
you writing
page,
a
Jess.
paragraph? A screen write? What's happening?
Okay.
Well, it's a long word, isn't it?
Oh my god. I think I got this right because she said the wrong word.
Okay. And on 3, I'm going to have you guys flip over your boards to reveal, and I will tell you if the answer is correct.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
I win. You're not dumb. We're not dumb. Oh my
You
god.
guys are about to be heartbroken.
What? Oh my god.
It is wrong.
It's
The Mississippi,
Colorado?
nope, is not the longest river in the United States.
I thought it was the biggest.
We are dumb. How do we How do we get that back?
I thought that's what we learned in school.
So over here we got the one that's in denial, and over here we got the two that are just like, oh fuck.
Wait, what was it?
The correct answer is the Missouri River.
I knew it started with an M.
Yeah.
Really?
I,
So the
I was
Missouri
dead set on
River-
Mississippi. That was. I didn't even know Missouri River.
The Mississippi River, though, is I'm going to tell you
It's like
how
the
it can be
biggest or
confusing.
something.
No, the Missouri River starts in Montana and connects to the Mississippi in St. Louis, so it's kind of a tributary to the Mississippi. So it all conjoins into one. So that's why it's
It's
Come
technically
on.
not the longest then.
Can I just say that we've got the first couple letters right?
Missouri.
Can we see if we spelled these right? Okay.
Yes.
Nice,
that
guys.
Come on, you learned that in first grade.
Well, you would have thought Jess learned what fucking content. Never mind. We won't get into it.
No, that was pretty
You
rude.
just showed your asshole. Thank you. She's like,
I
that's
said,
rude.
man, I would have really been mad.
Okay, wait.
And this is why my mom loves Jess.
Can we have a redemption? Is this baby awake yet, or is she still asleep?
She's still
Oh, she's stirring.
She's stirring.
Yeah, we got another minute.
Okay, this one should be. I think you guys got this one.
We cannot celebrate too early.
Okay.
What? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Drink up.
Brain power.
Espresso martini.
That is my favorite drink now. I'm obsessed. Just
That's
You,
even
you heard it
stronger.
here, lover
Yes.
boy.
Stronger than the Irish coffee I had last week.
It's really
Lisa
strong.
is obsessed with the espresso martinis.
I
They're not
go
bad.
into their garage and I sneak it at 10 and at 12.
11. No, you've missed 11.
11, 12.
And you're not all wound up.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right. What force pulls objects towards Earth's core and keeps humans from floating in the sky?
Oh God.
Probably the only thing I know in science. I'm thinking.
All right, flip over your boards on 3. 1,
Oh shit!
2,
I saw your mom.
3.
This is gonna be so bad. What is it? Wait, what'd you do?
Gravity.
Correct.
What'd you do, Jess?
No,
Jess,
I didn't do it. I didn't.
I gotta look at this. Hold on
Oh
a
my god,
second.
nothing.
Oxygen.
You know it's bad when your mom is like,
Mom, you got it right.
You breathe in and you breathe out.
That's
Jessica.
why I thought I would be on the ground. Shit, dude.
Here, take mine.
That's such a good
Good
mama.
mom.
Man.
Do you want to know what the social studies one was going to be?
Yeah.
What country gifted the United States the Statue of Liberty?
What country?
Jessica would say New York.
Oh my god, that's so fucked up.
Just kidding.
Oh my god. Mom
Just burned the shit out of you.
Oh my
wait,
god,
is it
I
that
feel
one or
burnt.
that one? Or am I thinking of the Louisiana Purchase? I'm thinking.
Okay. Do you know?
I was gonna say Britain.
No.
England.
That is also what your daughter said. That's Britain. Just a different.
She didn't know. Don't even lie. She didn't know it was the same thing. France. France. Oh man.
Are you sad because you didn't get any right today? You know what you did get right? Marrying me.
Oh, what a prize. I'm serious. I'm serious. I
Consolation
swear.
prize.
I'm serious. Honestly.
Guys, today we have Milo
Oh yeah.
in the studio.
So since
Our
both of our
grandbaby.
babysitters are on set today, we brought Milo, and she's having a nice little nap.
She's been sleeping
been
really good.
conked out for like 2 hours.
Maybe baby girl just needs a green room.
Maybe Brandon, we might be coming here a lot more often.
She's slept
It's
for
been 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah. It's
Y'all.
pretty good. There she is.
There she is. She's got her little butt up.
We got the pack and play. We got the sound machine.
We're
We came
cruising.
prepped, yeah.
All right. I think that's it for this episode.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This wasn't as terrifying as I thought it would be.
See, it's not
kind
bad.
of fun.
Yeah. Once you just gotta loosen up a little.
Espresso helped too.
There's no
S.
X.
There's no
in
X.
espresso.
S.
Espresso.
So, like you're saying,
I've always
just the
had
S.
trouble with my S's.
Well, well, guess what? Say Ibiza.
Oh my god,
Say
we
what?
just learned that because I thought
Ibiza? What?
I thought Ibiza, like
So,
like
most
people go
American-
to Ibiza to go
Yeah.
party. No, it's Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Like
Is it
learned
Ibiza?
that-
I don't know what
think
that
that's
is.
what
I don't know,
Is that
but
there's
a
a
lot
T-
of Americans
TH.
say Ibiza because of the Z, but apparently it's like a TH,
Oh.
and so it's Ibiza.
Anyways,
say
guys,
Cuisinart.
yeah, that's we could have
That
gotten
sounds
into a
like
lot.
something I like. No.
Thank you both for being here. It was honestly so nice. We got clarity.
We got some clarity. We found
got
out
some clarity.
things that we didn't know.
Yeah.
You got clarity a little bit about
Yes,
my journey.
Yeah.
Found out that you hooked up with a girl in high school. Turn up.
You
I
want
don't
the
even
world
think
to
Dave
know that?
knows.
Oh shit. Sorry, Dad.
Oh shit, Dave. You come to the couch next. We just wanted this episode to be something lighthearted and fun and just I don't know. We wanted to show off our moms because we are proud of our
We're
moms.
so proud of our moms.
We are so grateful to be in the position that we are with such loving parents, and the support that we have from them is amazing. A lot of you guys ask how we are the way we are, and it's because these are our core people.
And
very
you guys are
proud of you,
ours.
guys.
And we are super proud of the both of you.
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
Being advocates.
Just need that
and-
validation.
Feels so good.
All right.
Oh, why don't you guys do the outro?
Oh,
What
yeah,
is
this
the
could be fun.
outro?
Okay, so you just say thanks so much for joining us today on the Queer Social. You give it your best whirl.
Thank you for joining us at the Queer Social today.
That was like news anchor.
You are a news anchor. You are
Reporting
You
live.
need another sip. You need another sip.
I need the whole drink now. Thank you guys for joining us. We had so much fun, Sandy and I and Andy and Jess, for joining us on the Queer Social today.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
And please follow Andy and Jess.
No. We need a little more zhuzh. We need a little bit more zhuzh.
Come alive, Sandy. Come alive.
Sell us.
Yes, this has been fun, and you should follow Andy and Jess on the Career Social.
Love it.
Follow along at Two Babes One Barn and the Queer Social. Like, subscribe, comment, leave, I don't know, nice things to say.
Yeah.
And guess what? Share it to your friends.
Our baby's awake.
Our baby's awake. We gotta skedaddle.
Thanks for coming to the couch.
Bye.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
everyone. See you next time.
Good job, guys.